So it's really, really hard for me to answer that question and do this video on such a simple question. For me, what's going through my head, and we could do a bloody hour video on this, Bex, is, yeah, babies, we've got our go, open door, no pressure. We've got our nose turn left, nose turn right. We've got the out, hind. So they're bending around, they're moving the hind, okay? And then they can also open the shoulder and bring your hand out. And again, it's just sort of middling. I'm not going to drop my shoulder. We're just bringing it out here. And then they can move the front end, the shoulders across, okay? We're not on a real horse, so it's hard to describe. But that should be your movement for moving the shoulders out. You're bringing your hand out, you're opening that door so that shoulders come through. It's this out legs then that would drive to bring the shoulders over. So there's your baby horse steps. Just literally forward, no pressure. Left, right, hind, shoulder. That's it. Okay, so when they get used to that and good at that, then we can start then putting different cues on them, which is going to be sort of middling, your intermediate, where you're going upper class to middle school, if you like. They've graduated first school, so now we can start using the hands a bit higher to help them. And I'm only talking, we're riding the snaffle bit here, nothing complicated, where we're going to use our hands a little bit higher to lift the shoulders up, okay? Because if we're working down here, we're pulling them again on that forehand. We're not doing we're not helping them with this body position at all because we're not in balance. We need to stay in balance and separate our core and our shoulders, elbows, wrists, and look, my core, this isn't moving, but these are moving independently. My arms are moving independently, okay? So when I'm lifting them up, and say if we're going to do something, start getting a bit advanced, and we're going to lift them up and move that shoulder up over, so they're sort of doing this sort of shape, okay? Then we need this hand to lift the shoulder up. We can't have it down there, because they'll find it very, we're blocking them. We dropped our shoulder, they'll have to drop their shoulder. So that's why in this position, when you get more to intermediate, in middle school, if you like, when we're teaching them more advanced schooling stuff, is your hands need to be up to help them. But again, this is teaching a horse, this is training a horse. Things like this possibly won't be shown, because again, going back to the multitude of videos on Facebook and the 1, 2, 3 steps, and you've got your answer fixed, people won't show this. They want, literally, it looks crap, it looks brilliant, those videos, okay? It's just like, that's how it was, and now look how it is. The middle bit is never shown, all right? Because most people don't want to give their training away. They want people to come back to them and learn this stuff, but also it's very lengthy. It's not as simple as 1, 2, 3. And then that's where you're going to confuse your rider if they're not very knowledgeable. And in the coaching book, you've always got to create a positive platform for who you're coaching to and make them feel positive. And if you start, again, they've got to go there if they want to be an advanced rider. They've got to learn this stuff.
So what I'm taking away from this is that basically before you can actually incorporate, the left and rights, and some horses might get it, some horses might not. The main thing here is the rider keeping the core straight, letting the arms move independently and wrists move. So actually this is something that like a rider necessarily needs to work on.
Totally the rider.
For it to be able to be added in onto the horse. Like before you can add it onto the horse, can you put your hand to your hip without your body moving? Because if you can't, you can't just setting yourselves up to fail, aren't you?
Exactly, and this is what people don't realise when they want to learn this stuff or they don't even realise that they're teaching it to the horse as well, is if you don't know what you're doing, what your body's doing, or you don't actually know what you're doing or how to do it.
Or the why.
Then how can you teach an animal to do it if you don't know how to do it?
Yeah.
And this is why we're doing these videos.
Yeah.
To try and put some puzzles together because it is so complex. It really is. We could honestly do a whole week of videos on just the reins and the horse.
So we're saying, get a chair, sit on it, video yourself.
Yeah.
Does your core move?
Totally.
I need to find out.
We need to find out. Have a little play for yourselves, like, and film yourself.
Yeah.
Film yourself, or because you need to see it for yourself. I film a lot of my lessons, and I say, listen, you need to look what you look. You need to look, because
Yeah.
when they look, they go, oh God, I didn't realise. I think I was doing that.
Yeah.
Because realistically, what you're doing when you're having to activate your body, say I'm in charge of keeping myself upright. I'm in charge of, I need to know what that leg is doing, what that leg is doing. I need to know what this hand is doing and this hand is doing. And what is the horse doing? Is he helping me? Is he not helping me? Does he have a clue? Am I confusing him? And then, again, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things for you to do, plus managing the horse. And then each of these multiples of 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, have got to change with the horse and give and take. And that's where it becomes mastery and complex. Totally. And answers, you can't give a simple answer
No.
to, like, the question we gave. We can give an answer to the question she gave, but then you've got to explain that rein, that leg, what the core's doing. Then we can do a whole, what the horse is doing.
Yeah.
He won't, if he doesn't know, already say just moving that shoulder, moving the rib cage over for the first time.
It's really hard when you're on a living, moving animal as well.
Of course it is,
Yeah.
because it's not like a bike.
No.
The horse has got his own mind. He's going to change. He isn't going to naturally do what you want it to do because he doesn't know what you want it to do. And that's
Yeah.
why it's so important for you as a rider, as the handler, to know what you're doing before you
plan.
try and teach it to the horse.
A clear plan.
A clear plan, an understanding of what you've got to do and how to teach it to your horse. And plus, on the multiple of that, what will happen if X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, 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 the whole alphabet of your horse decides to do whatever he wants to do while you're trying to do it. And that is advanced riding.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting into, people, the nitty gritty.
Excellent.
Okay,